My wife announced a trial separation at the airport gate, but the hotel camera footage from the night before became Exhibit A. Eugene, his wife Clara, and their 22-year-old daughter Lila stand at gate B17, boarding passes in hand for a long-planned European vacation. As the gate agent calls their row, Clara turns to Eugene and announces loudly, "I want a trial separation. I'm not getting on this plane." Passengers stare. Lila doesn't look surprised, she looks relieved. Eugene's world shatters in front of 200 strangers. Clara hands back her boarding pass and walks away, Lila trailing behind her without a word. Eugene stands frozen, humiliated, as the gate closes. The agent asks if he's boarding. He can't move. His phone buzzes, Clara's Instagram notification. She's already posted, "Sometimes separation is healing broken heart airplane." Posted from the airport bathroom. His hands shake as other passengers whisper and point. The flight attendant gently touches his arm. "Sir, we need to close the door." Eugene finally turns and walks back up the jetway, leaving behind the vacation, his marriage, and any illusion of the life he thought he had. In the terminal, he spots Clara and Lila at a cafe, talking animatedly, neither looking his direction. Eugene drives home in silence, his mind replaying Clara's words, the look on Lila's face, the stranger stares. The house feels enormous and empty. Clara's abandoned luggage sits in the garage, she and Lila must have planned to retrieve it later. He opens it mechanically, looking for answers. Inside a side pocket, he finds a hotel receipt from the Grand Meridian, dated yesterday. Room 1247. Luxury suite. Check-in 9:30 p.m. Check-out 6 a.m., just 3 hours before they were supposed to leave for the airport. 2 guests listed. The room rate, $847. Eugene photographs it with trembling hands. He checks the credit card statement online, it's their joint account. She used his money to pay for it. He sits on the garage floor, receipt in hand, as the timeline crystallizes. While he was home packing and excited about their trip, Clara was at a hotel with someone else. The premeditation of it, the calculated cruelty, hits him like a physical blow. She planned this humiliation. She wanted him destroyed at that gate. He stands up slowly, jaw set. She underestimated him. Eugene arrives at the Grand Meridian the next morning, dressed in a business suit, wedding ring visible. He approaches the front desk, voice calm but strained. "My wife stayed in room 1247 2 nights ago. She may have left something behind, jewelry, very sentimental. Could housekeeping check?" The manager, a middle-aged woman named Patricia, sees something in his face. She pulls up the reservation. Her expression shifts, recognition, then sympathy. "Sir, I'm very sorry, but we found nothing in the room." Eugene's shoulders sag. Patricia hesitates, then leans forward. "However, if you need clarity about what happened, I can help. I've been married 30 years. I know that look." She glances around, then discreetly hands him a USB drive. Lobby and elevator footage from that night. "I never did this, you understand?" Eugene's hands close around it. "Thank you," he whispers. Patricia nods. "Whatever you're about to see, make sure you're ready." Eugene walks to his car, sits behind the wheel, and stares at the drive. His heart pounds. Everything changes after this. He plugs it into his laptop. The footage loads. Timestamp, 9:47 p.m. Clara enters the hotel lobby, but she's not alone. Walking beside her, hand casually resting on her lower back, is Paul Richardson, Eugene's business partner of 8 years, his supposed best friend. They're laughing, completely at ease, like they've done this before. Eugene's stomach churns. At the elevator bank, they stop. Paul pulls Clara close and kisses her, not a tentative kiss, but deep and familiar, the kiss of lovers who've stopped hiding from each other. Clara's hands are in Paul's hair. The elevator arrives. They step inside, Paul's hand sliding around her waist. The doors close. Timestamp, 9:51 p.m. Eugene sits paralyzed, watching his wife disappear into an elevator with his business partner, headed to a room paid for with Eugene's money. He rewinds and watches it again, searching for any misunderstanding. There is none. The betrayal is absolute. He's about to close the laptop when the timestamp jumps to 11:23 p.m. A new figure enters the lobby, heading toward the elevators. Eugene zooms in, and his heart stops. It's Lila, his daughter. Eugene fast-forwards frame by frame. At 11:31 p.m., Lila exits the elevator, looking at her phone, smiling. She walks through the lobby without guilt or hurry, like she's leaving a casual dinner. She knew. His daughter knew about the affair and said nothing. Worse, she performed at that airport gate, playing the supportive daughter while her mother humiliated him publicly. Eugene's phone buzzes. A text from Lila: "Dad, Mom told me you might spiral. Please don't do anything you'll regret. She deserves to be happy. You two haven't been good together for years." The casual dismissal of his pain, the gaslighting, the assumption he'll just accept this, it ignites something cold and focused in him. He saves all the footage to 3 separate drives. He screenshots Lila's text. Then he makes a call. "Mara? It's Eugene. I know it's late. I need a lawyer, the best you've got." "No, not for a divorce. For war." Mara Chen, his friend from law school and now a corporate attorney, arrives within the hour. Eugene shows her everything. Mara's face hardens. "Let's burn it all down." Mara sets up her laptop on Eugene's dining room table, legal pads spread around her like battle plans. First rule: we document everything before they know we're coming. Second rule: we secure your assets immediately. Third rule: we assume they've been planning this longer than you think. She pulls up the business accounts for Eugene and Paul's company, Apex Innovations, a tech firm they built together from nothing. Eugene has 60% ownership, Paul has 40%. When did Clara get access to the business accounts? Mara asks. Eugene thinks back. 2 years ago. Paul suggested it, said she could help with bookkeeping, free up our accountant. Mara's eyes narrow. Show me every transaction she touched. They work through the night, coffee turning cold as spreadsheets fill the screen. At 6 a.m., Mara sits back, face grim. Eugene, look at this. Small transfers, always under $5,000 to avoid flags. All going to an LLC called Brightwell Consulting. Total amount over 18 months. She turns the screen. $340,000. Eugene stares at the number. His money. Stolen slowly, methodically. Who owns Brightwell? Mara clicks through state records. The screen loads. Co-owners, Clara Mitchell and Paul Richardson. Brightwell Consulting was registered 14 months ago, just weeks after Clara started helping with bookkeeping. The business address is a virtual office in Delaware. The stated purpose, business strategy and consulting services. But when Mara digs deeper, there are no clients, no services rendered, no tax filings beyond the minimum. It's a shell, a place to hide stolen money. Eugene stares at the documents, rage building. They've been planning this for over a year. While I was building the business, trusting them, they were robbing me. Mara nods. And here's the kicker, look at this filing from 6 weeks ago. She pulls up a document, a proposed buyout agreement, drafted but not yet executed, transferring Eugene's 60% stake in Apex Innovations to Paul for $1 and other considerations. Eugene's signature line is blank, but there's a note in the margin, awaiting final negotiation. Mara's voice is ice. They were going to force you out of your own company. The separation, the public humiliation, it's all designed to break you, make you vulnerable. Then Paul swoops in, offers you pennies, and you sign just to escape. Eugene stands, pacing. Not anymore. What's our first move? Mara smiles coldly. We freeze everything. Tomorrow morning, before they even wake up. At 8 a.m. sharp, Mara's legal team files an emergency motion with the county court, immediate freeze on all joint accounts and business assets pending investigation of financial impropriety. By 9 a.m., the injunction is granted. By 9:30 a.m., every account Clara has access to, personal, business, credit cards, is locked. Eugene and Mara wait. At 9:47 a.m., Eugene's phone rings. Clara. He lets it go to voicemail. She calls again. Again. Then Lila calls. Then Paul. Eugene silences his phone and watches the notifications pile up. At 10:15 a.m., his business phone rings, the office line. He answers. It's Paul, voice tight. Eugene, what the hell is going on? I can't access any of our accounts. The bank says there's a legal hold. Eugene keeps his voice neutral. Really? That's strange. I'm sure it's just a banking error. I'll look into it. Paul's breathing is audible. This isn't funny. We have payroll Friday. Vendors need payment. Fix this. Now. Eugene pauses, savoring the moment. I'll get back to you, Paul. Oh, and give Clara my best. I hear you two have gotten close. Silence. Then Paul hangs up. Eugene looks at Mara. Now what? She grins. Now we investigate everything. And we wait for them to panic and make mistakes. Eugene hires Marcus Webb, a former FBI investigator turned private eye, with one instruction: follow them. Record everything. I want to know where they go, who they meet, what they're planning. Marcus is expensive but thorough. Within 3 days, he delivers his first report. Clara and Paul have been meeting at Paul's downtown condo almost daily, sometimes for hours. Lila has visited twice. They've also met with a lawyer specializing in business acquisitions and a real estate agent showing them properties in Costa Rica. They're planning to run, Marcus says, sliding photos across the table. Probably after they force you out and liquidate Apex. They'll be gone before you can react. The photos are damning: Clara and Paul holding hands at a restaurant, kissing in his condo parking garage, Paul's arm around her at a beach property showing. Eugene studies each one, his anger crystallizing into cold strategy. They think I'm broken. They think I'll roll over. Marcus raises an eyebrow. Will you? Eugene slides the photos back. No. I'm going to let them think they're winning right up until I destroy them. They're planning something big soon, I can feel it. Stay close. Marcus calls 5 days later. They're having dinner tonight at Mercato, upscale Italian place downtown. Paul made a reservation for 4, him, Clara, Lila, and someone named Gerald Voss. Eugene recognizes the name. Gerald Voss is a corporate acquisition specialist, the kind of lawyer you hire when you're taking over a company. They're celebrating early, Eugene realizes. Probably going over the final details of pushing me out. He looks at Mara. We're going. They arrive at Mercato at 7 p.m., requesting a corner table with a clear view of the main dining room. At 7:30, Paul, Clara, and Lila arrive, followed by Voss. They're dressed well, laughing, toasting with champagne. Eugene watches through gritted teeth as Paul kisses Clara openly, as Lila smiles and takes photos for Instagram. Mara has a high-quality audio recorder running. They order appetizers, entrees, more wine. Then Voss pulls out documents. Paul's voice carries, once Eugene signs tomorrow, the transfer is complete. Apex becomes ours. He'll get his severance, $200,000, and we move forward. New name, new branding, Costa Rica headquarters within 6 months. Clara raises her glass. To new beginnings and getting rid of dead weight. They toast. Eugene records every word. The next morning, Paul calls Eugene. We need to meet. Important business matter. About your future with the company. His tone is falsely sympathetic. Eugene agrees to meet at the Apex offices at 2 p.m. He arrives with Mara, who Paul wasn't expecting. What's she doing here? Paul asks, nervous. Mara's my attorney. Whatever you're proposing, she reviews it first. They sit in the conference room. Paul slides a document across the table, the buyout agreement Eugene saw weeks ago. $200,000 for your 60% stake, effective immediately. It's generous given the company's current challenges. Eugene pretends to read it. Current challenges? Paul leans back. The accounts are frozen, vendors are angry, clients are nervous. The company's reputation is suffering. This way, you exit cleanly, I stabilize things, everyone wins. Eugene looks up. Interesting. Except the accounts are frozen because $340,000 was stolen and funneled into a shell company you and Clara own. The company isn't struggling, it's being robbed. Paul's face drains of color. Eugene stands. I'm not signing anything. In fact, I'm pressing criminal charges for embezzlement. Mara? She slides a folder across the table. You've been served. See you in court, Paul. They walk out, leaving Paul sitting alone, hands shaking, as his world begins to collapse. Within hours, news of the embezzlement investigation leaks. Eugene suspects Mara's office accidentally mentioned it to a business journalist. By evening, local business news sites are running stories. Apex Innovations co-founder under investigation for financial fraud. Eugene doesn't comment, doesn't confirm, doesn't deny. He lets the story breathe. Clara posts on Instagram, the lies people tell when they can't control you anymore. Face with rolling eyes. #truth will prevail. The comments are mixed, some supportive, some skeptical. Then Eugene makes his move. He posts a single image, the hotel receipt from the Grand Meridian, Clara's name clearly visible, dated the night before their cancelled trip. Caption: Truth needs no defense. The post explodes. Within 2 hours, it has 50,000 views locally. Clara's friends start commenting, asking questions. Someone digs up Paul's name from public records connected to Clara's LLC. Another commenter links Paul's photo from the Apex Innovations website. The pieces connect publicly. Clara's Instagram is flooded with messages. She deletes her post, then her entire account. Too late, screenshots are everywhere. Eugene watches silently as the narrative shifts. He's no longer the abandoned husband, he's the wronged man exposing corruption. Lila posts a long Instagram story, her face tear-streaked. My father is a manipulative, controlling man who drove my mother away with years of emotional abuse. Now he's trying to destroy her publicly because she finally found happiness. This is what narcissists do when they lose control. I stand with my mom. Believe women emotional abuse. The post gets immediate traction. Lila has 45,000 followers from her lifestyle influencer content. Comments pour in supporting her, calling Eugene a monster. Eugene reads it once, then sends Mara a message, time for Exhibit B. He posts a reply under Lila's story, not a paragraph, not a defense, just a single emoji. That's all. Lila calls him immediately. He doesn't answer. She texts, what does that mean? "Dad, what are you doing?" He doesn't respond. The emoji sits there, cryptic and threatening. Lila's followers start speculating in her comments. What video does he have? This is getting messy. Maybe wait to hear his side? Lila's confidence visibly wavers in her next story, posted an hour later. Whatever lies he's about to tell, remember he's desperate. But her voice shakes. Eugene knows she's wondering what, exactly, he has on camera. Eugene doesn't release the hotel footage publicly, he's smarter than that. Instead, Mara files it under seal with the court as evidence in the embezzlement case and the divorce proceedings. But she also shares it, confidentially, with the business journalist covering the Apex story, under the agreement it won't be published but can inform context. The journalist, however, publishes a detailed article describing what the footage shows. Sources close to the investigation say security footage places Mrs. Mitchell and Mr. Richardson together at a hotel the night before Mrs. Mitchell publicly announced a separation from her husband at an airport gate. The same footage allegedly shows the couple's adult daughter visiting the hotel room, suggesting family knowledge of the affair. The article carefully avoids showing the actual video but describes it vividly enough that readers understand exactly what happened. The story is shared thousands of times. Paul's professional reputation crumbles overnight. His phone number and email are flooded with angry messages from Apex clients and vendors. Clara's Facebook is found and flooded with comments. Lila's influencer sponsors, 3 small brands, quietly pull their partnerships. The phrase, hotel camera footage, starts trending locally. Eugene receives hundreds of messages of support. He responds to none of them. He's not done yet. 2 weeks after Eugene filed charges, federal investigators finish reviewing the financial records. The embezzlement is clear, documented, undeniable. At 6 a.m. on a Tuesday, police arrive at Paul's condo with an arrest warrant. He's charged with embezzlement, wire fraud, and conspiracy to commit fraud. Bail is set at $500,000. Paul's family scrambles to post it. Clara isn't charged, yet, but she's named as a co-conspirator under investigation. Her lawyer advises her to stay silent. Instead, she posts a Facebook rant. My husband is using the corrupt legal system to punish me for leaving him. This is financial abuse. This is what powerful men do. Eugene's lawyer sends a cease and desist within the hour. Any further public statements will result in defamation charges. Clara deletes the post. Her lawyer begs her to stop talking. Meanwhile, Lila loses her remaining brand partnerships. Her follower count drops by 8,000 in a week as people abandon her page, calling her an affair accomplice and daddy's betrayer. She posts less and less, her bright, curated aesthetic replaced by vague quotes about family loyalty and healing. Eugene watches it all unfold from a distance, methodical and silent. Marcus keeps tabs. Clara is staying with her sister. Paul is meeting with lawyers daily. Lila hasn't left her apartment in days. Eugene's phone rings at 11 p.m. It's Clara. Against his better judgment, he answers. What? Her voice is small, broken. Eugene, we need to talk. Please. I know I hurt you, but this has gone too far. Paul's life is ruined. Lila is falling apart. Can we please just... Can we stop this? Eugene says nothing. Clara continues, crying now. I made a mistake. I was confused. I felt trapped. I know that doesn't excuse it, but please, we were married for 24 years. Doesn't that mean anything? Eugene's voice is cold. You announced our separation at an airport gate in front of strangers. You humiliated me intentionally. You stole from me for over a year. You involved our daughter in your affair. You planned to take my company and leave the country. Which part of that should make me stop? Clara sobs. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Eugene pauses. Meet me tomorrow. 2 p.m. The same airport gate where this started. Gate B17. Come alone. Clara's voice lifts with desperate hope. Okay. Yes. Thank you. I'll be there. Eugene hangs up and immediately calls Mara. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., airport. I'm recording everything. Mara's voice is approving. Smart. Let her bury herself. Eugene arrives at gate B17 30 minutes early. The gate is quiet, mid-afternoon, no flights boarding. He sits in the same seat where he stood frozen months ago. He turns on his phone's voice recorder, legal in their state with single-party consent. Clara arrives exactly at 2 p.m., looking exhausted. Her hair is unwashed, face without makeup. She sits beside him carefully, like approaching a wounded animal. Thank you for meeting me, she begins. Eugene says nothing. Clara takes a breath. I want to fix this. I know I can't undo what happened, but maybe we can settle privately. Drop the charges against Paul, split things fairly, and move on. Eugene finally looks at her. Fairly? You stole $340,000. You plan to take my company. What's fair about that? Clara's facade cracks. Paul convinced me. He said you were holding me back, that we deserved more. I was weak, and I'm sorry. Eugene leans forward. Tell me everything. Start from the beginning. When did it start? And Clara, desperate and broken, does. She admits the affair started 2 years ago. She admits Paul wanted control of Apex and convinced her to help. She admits Lila knew for 6 months and helped cover for them. She admits they planned the airport humiliation to break him psychologically. Eugene records every word. When she finishes, he slides a folder across the seats. Divorce papers. Already signed by me. Clara stares at the folder, stunned. What? I thought we were. I thought you wanted to fix things. Eugene stands. I wanted you to tell the truth. And you did. Every word you just said was recorded. It'll be submitted to the court by tonight. Clara's face goes white. You recorded me? That's illegal. Eugene shakes his head. Single-party consent state. Completely legal. You just confessed to conspiracy, theft, and fraud. On record. Clara lunges forward, grabbing his arm. Eugene, please. You can't. I trusted you. He pulls away. Like I trusted you? Sign the papers, Clara. You get nothing but your personal belongings. Fight me, and I'll make sure you're charged alongside Paul. Clara collapses into the chair, sobbing. Eugene walks away without looking back, his phone in his pocket, her confession saved in 3 places. At the parking garage, he sends the audio file to Mara with a message, Exhibit B, use it. Mara responds immediately, devastating. Well done. Eugene drives home, feeling lighter than he has in months. The truth is finally, completely, undeniably exposed. There's no spinning this. No Instagram post can save her. No lawyer can explain it away. Clara destroyed herself with her own words. 1 week later, Eugene holds a press conference, not for revenge, but for clarity. He's advised by Mara to control the narrative before it controls him. Standing before a small group of local journalists and business reporters, Eugene speaks calmly. 3 months ago, my personal and professional life was destroyed by people I trusted. I'm here today not to air grievances, but to present facts. My business partner and my former wife conspired to embezzle funds from our company and remove me from the business I built. Evidence has been submitted to law enforcement, including financial records, security footage, and recorded confessions. I've cooperated fully with investigators. I'm moving forward focused on rebuilding Apex Innovations with integrity and transparency. That's all I'll say publicly. He doesn't name Clara. Doesn't mention Lila. Doesn't describe the hotel footage. But the journalists know. They've been following the story. One asks, is it true the evidence includes hotel security footage? Eugene pauses. All evidence is filed with the court. That's where it belongs. Another journalist shouts, did your wife confess? Eugene steps back from the podium. Read the court filings. Everything you need is there. Thank you. He leaves. Within an hour, the story is everywhere. Businessman presents evidence in embezzlement case, affair and conspiracy alleged. The headline writes itself. Eugene doesn't need to say more. Paul's criminal trial is set for 8 months away, but his life collapses immediately. His assets are frozen. His reputation is destroyed. Clients flee Apex, but Eugene, now sole acting owner, reassures them personally, offering discounts and guarantees. Most stay. Paul's luxury condo goes into foreclosure. His engagement to a woman from 2 years prior, before Clara, is revealed in old social media posts, another layer of betrayal. Clara's divorce is finalized in record time, she doesn't contest it. She receives $50,000 and her personal car as settlement. Eugene's lawyer argued successfully that she forfeited more due to theft and adultery. Clara moves in with her sister in another state, disappearing from social media entirely. Lila, meanwhile, tries to rebuild. She posts a video apology, I was young and manipulated. I didn't understand the full scope of what was happening. I'm sorry to my dad. The comments are brutal. Too late. You chose your side. Actions have consequences. Her influencer career is over. She takes a job at a retail store, her apartment downsized. Eugene receives her apology video link but doesn't watch it. Mara asks if he'll ever forgive Lila. Eugene stares out his office window. Maybe. But not today. 6 months after everything collapsed, Eugene receives a package at his office. No return address. Inside is a flash drive and a handwritten note on floral stationery. The handwriting is Lila's. Dad, I found these on Mom's laptop before she sold it. I thought you should have them. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just want you to know the whole truth. L. Eugene plugs the drive into his laptop cautiously. It contains voice memos, dozens of them, dated over 18 months. He clicks the first one. Clara's voice fills the room, Paul keeps pushing me to get more access to the accounts. I feel guilty, but he says Eugene would do the same if he could. Another memo, 3 months later, Lila caught us texting. I had to tell her. She's angry but agreed to keep quiet if I help pay her rent. Another, Paul says we need to humiliate Eugene publicly so he's too broken to fight back legally. He suggested the airport thing. I don't know, it feels cruel. Eugene listens to all of them, his jaw tight. Clara knew it was wrong. She did it anyway. The final memo is dated 2 days before the airport, this is it. After tomorrow, everything changes. I hope I'm doing the right thing. Eugene saves the files, backs them up, and forwards them to Mara. She replies, this is damning. Keep it. You might need it if she ever tries to renegotiate. With Paul gone and the company's name tarnished, Eugene makes a bold decision, he rebrands. Apex Innovations becomes Meridian Technologies, a fresh start with the same core team and clients. Eugene brings in Mara as a partner and co-founder, offering her 20% equity. I'm done trusting blindly, he tells her. I need someone I know has my back. Mara accepts. Together, they streamline operations, cut costs, and focus on innovation. Within 6 months, Meridian secures 2 major contracts that Apex had been chasing for years. Revenue grows. The team, once nervous about the scandal, rallies around Eugene's transparent leadership. He institutes an open book policy: all financials are shared with senior staff quarterly. No more secrets, he announces at the first all-hands meeting. We build this together, honestly. The company thrives. Eugene is profiled in a regional business magazine, From Betrayal to Breakthrough, How One CEO Rebuilt After Losing Everything. The article is fair, focusing on business strategy rather than scandal. Eugene frames a copy in his office, not as a trophy, but as a reminder. The caption under his photo reads, "Integrity isn't just good ethics. It's good business." He believes it now more than ever. Meridian Technologies holds its official launch event at a downtown venue, sleek, modern, filled with clients, investors, and press. Eugene gives a short speech about resilience, second chances, and building something meaningful. The applause is genuine. As guests mingle, Eugene spots someone standing near the back wall, half hidden behind a column. Lila. She's dressed simply, hair pulled back, no makeup. She's not trying to be seen. Eugene's first instinct is anger, but something stops him. She looks different, smaller, tired, but also present. Not performing. He watches her for a moment. She's not taking photos, not checking her phone. She's just watching him, tears streaming silently down her face. Mara notices his gaze and follows it. Want me to have security remove her? Eugene considers it. Then shakes his head. No. Let her stay. After his speech, after the photos and handshakes, Eugene finds Lila still standing there. She straightens when he approaches. I didn't think you'd let me stay, she says quietly. Eugene crosses his arms. I didn't say you could talk to me. I said you could stay. Lila nods, wiping her eyes. Fair. I wanted to see you succeed. I'm proud of you, Dad. I know I don't get to say that anymore, but I am. Eugene studies her for a long moment, then walks away without responding. 2 weeks after the launch, Lila sends Eugene an email. Subject: no response needed. The body is short: Dad, I've been in therapy for 4 months. I'm working on understanding why I made the choices I did. I don't expect forgiveness, but I want you to know I'm trying to become someone worthy of it someday. I got a job managing social media for a nonprofit. It's honest work. I'm rebuilding from scratch, like you did. I'm sorry for everything. Lila. Eugene reads it twice, then files it in a folder labeled Lila. He doesn't respond, but he doesn't delete it either. Months pass. Lila sends occasional updates, never asking for anything, just sharing her progress. Got a promotion. Moved to a better apartment. Been sober from social media for 90 days. Eugene reads them all but never replies. Then, one day, Clara shows up at his office. She's escorted by security to the lobby. Sir, there's a Clara Mitchell here demanding to see you. She's upset. Eugene sighs. Let her wait. I'll be down in 10 minutes. When he arrives, Clara is pacing, her face red. You turned my own daughter against me. Lila won't talk to me. Eugene's voice is flat. That's between you and her. I have nothing to say to you. Clara steps closer. You've ruined my life, Eugene. Was it worth it? Eugene looks at her, really looks at her, and feels nothing. You ruined your own life, Clara. I just stopped letting you ruin mine. 1 year after the airport humiliation, Eugene books a flight, same airline, same destination, same flight number. He sits in first class this time, a small luxury he's earned. As he waits at gate B17, he thinks about everything that's happened. Clara is living in obscurity, working part-time at her sister's boutique. Paul was convicted and sentenced to 4 years in federal prison for embezzlement. Lila is slowly, quietly rebuilding her life, though they haven't spoken. Eugene has no hatred left, just a calm, settled sense of justice. His phone buzzes. It's Mara, bon voyage, partner. Don't work on the plane. He smiles. The gate agent calls for boarding. Eugene stands, boarding pass in hand, and pauses. He looks at the spot where Clara stood a year ago, where she destroyed their marriage in front of strangers. He feels no pain now. Only freedom. He boards the plane, settles into his seat, and closes his eyes as the engines hum to life. In his mind, he hears his own voice, calm and certain. She announced a separation at the gate. I just made it permanent, with receipts. The plane lifts off, and Eugene finally lets himself exhale. He's free. He's whole. And he's exactly where he deserves to be, moving forward, alone but unbroken, with nothing left behind but the ashes of betrayal and the quiet triumph of a man who refused to stay down.